but again, they could get the capitalization earlier on itself. There is a vending machine as well. So that's one of the things where most of the teams are going to camp, so that the others, if they are stranded, they are the last flag bearers, all they have to do is reach towards that spot. And every time I've seen this one pattern, that is the circle heading towards peak itself. Whether it's going to be a peak center, let's just find it out as we head all the way towards Bermuda. And Bermuda is one of the places where most of the teams, even though they lie on their resume, they do head to peak. Game number 4, super important for all those teams who are after spot. Mass Electric, Rimnam Village. These are the two spots where you can head. This is the last stop. Mill being one of the places where teams, if you want to head towards earlier on itself, you can go there. And I can already see a couple of teams heading towards that direction. Nightmare. Not for them, nonetheless, I did.
About and oh goodness, fire his weaponry a little quicker. Probably the only. Chance he had to take one down, but he couldn't. Now Saksham is the only line of contact. But it's about time that he gets spotted and he gets. Gets eliminated, but there's a player in the vicinity. Yeah. There's another player who's already who's circling around, probably a third party coming in. But wait, Saksham. He's probably tries to make some inroads against Tranquility.
Rofani's one member is very curious. He just wants to see, and finally he takes the launch pad and he sends himself going. Saksham, you should have been aware, you should have been a bit more active. As Ekansh, aka Ginotra, he does not miss his shot. Good amount of decent amount of elimination, and it's a very good start nonetheless. Pattern plays, just reading the patterns of the opponents just to see where they can head towards and get those further elimination game going. Vince, he's further away from the crew, but there is 3 members who are still stacked. Wait, Anshu, can he spot the member who's away from the herd?
I mean, the player is not visible for now. He's in a different direction, but you know, for now, Pattern plays. They did manage to come here for a third party. But Tranquility, they are positioned, and Wings' position, which you were speaking about, Ozora, that's not known to them. And Anshu gets shot from, and Wings, when he takes a shot, I thought that he should have, taken one down, and that would have been a perfect flank, Ozora. Not the ideal way a flank should have been executed, but now Pattern players are more aware of it, and now look at how the players are moving in. And Pattern players, we have to remind you that they need more elimination, they need those fights to be converted in their favor, but otherwise it's going to be difficult. PVS on the other end, they're pretty comfortable, they're at the top, and they are again fighting and converting eliminations.
Oh, that's right, Nightmare. They could not do much there towards the spot where they had initially headed towards, and now they're paying the price for yet another spot. So there's no area whatsoever where they can head. They can head towards Kotatua, or they can even head towards Sentosa. These are the couple of spots where they can even reach, get those loot points, get those weaponry up, and then take a fight yet again with the teams. Because we all know the revival system, even though it's really good in this game that you can bring back your fourth member, you can bring back your entire team, but it hinders a lot overall in the experience of the game. You do not have good weapons, and that's where the problem arises. But there's another problem, which I believe Tranquility, they're gonna just take it down. Wait a second, there was a very quick adjustment there, but Anshu, he has been taken down, and that's where Akash also goes down. Jarvis, he's the last man standing against three people who are chasing him down to the end of the world. He needs to reach the vending machine, and he does, instantly bringing back the players. And even though he goes, it's all right.
Tranquility, they have been rewarded with 5 elimination points. Azora, a good start for them, but we have to quickly jump towards Plantation, where there's not one, not two, I mean 3 teams are fighting it out. Right now it is Retired Pros and Shreyas once again. Nightmare find themselves in a spot of bother. Retired Pros, they have an advantage. Numbers game not looking strong for them. Struggle. The IGL, we know what he can provide with that Max 7 this time.
Yes.
He deletes Siddharth. Shreyas' position is already compromised. You have to look behind this.
Oh, he spotted.
They have jumped into this fight and they want a fire. What is happening, Azora? This looks like a PVS versus Retired Pros now, and Shreyas is just holding. But wait, he gets spotted by Khonshu, and Khonshu eliminates him immediately.
Oh, Khonshu, the moon god, creating violent, turbulent tides in the sea and making it tough for the other teams to navigate through the map. And that's the problem being created yet again. Retired Pros, even though they think they can run away from the situation, Script, what a lovely shot coming in from Blood, but for how long can he manage to hit those shots? Max 7 in hand, and M590, it's a race to the finish line, and that's where Max 7 just breaks its own back. So Blood, he did try his level best, but PVS, they're on a different streak. Love the way SU is also pouncing in. Third party gets over, and they're here to yet again claim the spoils, and Yogesh has been claimed theirs.
Absolutely. The fight hasn't stopped yet. This is SGU, as Ozora, you were speaking. This is Khonshu and Krish we are talking about. It's a 2v3 situation for them to handle. Right now the numbers are against them. How are they planning to hold this situation? They have no other choice than holding. They have to buy time for their teammates to come and create a support. Have the M590, but look at Khonshu, he's running away, so probably he's decided.
Lad.
Yeah, you know, the revival has to come in by somebody, and Khonshu decided to use the stealth bite and move away from the situation. A smart move coming in from PVS, but the fight doesn't stop. We come to Mars Electric, and this time it is MX Esports fighting against NZ.
Naz. Well, that was a really good confirmation, but Dead Player is right there, outside, holding the fort. Blue wall surrounded, and his HP is dwindling down. There you go. He did plan something very devious there, at least heading towards the vending machine. That was his idea, but unfortunately, Naz, they were so prepared. They kept the heavy surveillance on the opponent, and that's where the entire player, the lot of it, has crumbled right here. There's actually an X Factor on top. MX Reborn. You gotta take him out, you gotta eliminate him, and the hit list, as long as it's there, the information will be known for Naz.
Retired Pros, Salu. Oh wait, activates his stealth bites, but immediately cancels it because there's no one there, who would have spotted him. Maybe that was a plan which he thought that he should have cancelled, and that's why came back to being the normal character. But Retired Pros definitely will have to bring back Blood. An important member from the team. And I remember what Lucifer and Crips was meaning when, Struggle was given this opportunity and responsibility. And me and you were also speaking that these players don't have to build their identity, right? And they don't have to prove anybody. Right now, they're enjoying the game, and it looks so good that Retired Pros are doing well and are functioning like a well-oiled machine.
That's right. But in all of that, I have no idea what's happening to STN. Centonia. So far, whenever I've seen them, it's just mere little bit of elimination game, but no position advantage. And that is problematic overall. You need to get to at least the top 4 and sometimes, occasionally, hit the booyah to get the 12-pointer. That gives you the confidence. That gives you one of the things which most of the teams or the players are longing for. The confidence. And right now, currently sitting at the top, knowing where the opponents are, they're taking some pot shots. They're keeping some heavy surveillance as well on the opponents. But unfortunately, they just have 3 eliminations to their name. Belota, I would love to see him going ahead and clawing to get more eliminations.
I mean, Ozora, fortunately or unfortunately, the lobby has been pretty silent, and this calls for danger, because you look at Bhima Shakti Strip or the center of the map right now, it's clustered and no team has been eliminated yet, and which will mean chaos while we move ahead towards the 4th stage, or rather the 5th stage of the circle. But this compound has been divided by 2 teams, Syntonia on top and SGU in the bottom, and nobody's looking to engage. They're just holding for now, and we can see that pattern players are also in the vicinity, but one player from Naz, that's Agent, he connects an AC-80 shot, but where is that fight happening?
Well, divided by 2 teams, united by just one thing, that is elimination game on top. And taking the control over this very chop shop. I love the way that at the beginning itself, I did mention one thing, that if it's going to be a peak-centric map or a peak-centric circle, then most of the teams, they would be wanting to fight for that vending machine, and that's what they're doing. Peak, I can already see a couple of teams heading towards it. They're marching, they know where to head towards, but Bhima Shakti Strip has been blessed, and this team, Sinotra, they're just going to stay here, sit, and enjoy, feast upon whichever teams plan about rotating and reaching towards that area.
I mean, the good thing for both the teams who are holding that compound in Bhima Shakti Strip, the circle has favored them. But right now, for retired pros, they have to fight for going inside the circle, and Shreyansh is causing problems, and Struggle gets picked off. Right now, this was not the ideal outcome which they would have wanted or thought for. Somi and the other member, they will flee off, and that's the ideal movement for team retired pros, because they're only left out with 2 members. NMR, they have a clear path. Now Clock Tower feels to be pretty much empty. They can make their rotation pretty comfortably, but Insidious is waiting for PVS. PVS, they have been very strong in those gunfights. We were praising them, right, when we were behind the scenes, and right now they have their up front.
Bouncing there like leopards, but it's just the nades that are going to do heavy damage. One member already taken down, Yogesh, and the others to follow. Wait a second, Kiran just got taken down, and that's the instant revival. PBS yet again having a very nice opportunity to fight back, and they do valiantly. Irrespective of where the opponents are hiding, whether it be a bush, whether it be a tree, it's PBS's game all across, keeping an eye and knowing that even though their one member has fallen down, it doesn't matter. They still have the confidence game running in their pocket. Bhima Shakti Strip completely contested now, and right in front is INS's Karthik, and he's trying to run away for his dear life, and he's been spotted.
Oh no, they even spot out retired pros, and now they have to deal with Insidious and also from PVS. Now Kick can be sandwiched at any point of time, Ozora. This is not looking good, and how will Struggle deal with this? He gets shot at, the A124 is there, the thrill of battles can be utilized at any moment. But for how long is the question? Oh, he gets spotted by Karthik. His head getting broken off by blood. He gets taken down and immediately picked up. Struggle decides to move away, but the vehicle destroyed. It's almost on the verge of getting destroyed, Ozora. It's out in the open. He gets caught off guard by Karthik once again. And retired pros are falling like matchsticks, Ozora. This is not looking good for them, but PVS, they're pretty much aware of the situation. How are they planning to deal with it?
Oh, they're just going to send in the flank. I have a very strong feeling. Khonshu, lovely readjustment right coming through. And Karthik, he's been bewildered. He's like, what just happened here? I just saw an opponent right in front and now he's not there. All right, it's all right. It's okay. It's a one and done weapon. The moment he spots the head of the opponent, he's long gone. That shot needs to connect. There you go. The 4 members all close by, and Fayaz, they need to play it super, super accurately. Else, the team is going to be taken down, robbed of the entire part of getting the eliminations on the opponent, which is PBS. Insidious, currently sitting ducks. They're just trying to see where the opponents are going to rotate towards. And that's the kind of wait game that they're going to play.
Circle is not far away from both the teams. But, I mean, Insidious, they know that they have to block PVS. But they cannot waste too much time as well. You look at the circle, it's on Bhima Shakti strip. They have to climb the hill. Karthik, he's going to be the important man. He has to create those, you know, important knocks for his team. Now PVS are stuck below. They don't have that opening yet. And they have to move out as well. And look at Retired Pros. There's still one member who's just waiting to create problems, and that's Sallu09. What will Sallu decide? I think that's going to be problems for PVS. But Khonshu, he fights it out with Karthik, and he's the main man being taken out. And the flank you were talking about, they were not prepared for. And PVS will literally throw out Insidious right now, and they have eliminated in no time. They were up on top, and they eliminated them.
Oh my god, Khonshu, all the credits. He deserves it all. That was a lovely execution, and now heading all the way towards what's happening at the mansion. Well, pattern plays, they're understanding the opponent's patterns, getting the eliminations, getting those knocks, and eliminating Naz as well. Naz Esports, they're not gonna like what just happened to them in the map of Bermuda. And well, as long as this happens, it's always gonna break down the confidence as well. And finally, I can see this team shining, knowing where the opponents are rotating towards. And Sintonia, they're just keeping a very nice lookout for more elimination points. This is the benefit of reaching towards a circle and calling it yours soon.
Rufani was stuck in the corner. I don't know how will they manage to get inside the circle, but right now Shanks is also stuck. But Krish, he gets spotted, and that's Tranquility Wings who did manage to trouble him, but Shanks also gets spotted, and he also gets picked up by Gahib from SGU. So many different angles are open right now, and everybody is getting shot from different angles, and that is what I was calling for, because the chaos has started, right? Because 10 teams are still surviving. I don't know how, because there is no real estate left out, and already the only solo compound inside the circle is getting dominated by two teams, which was already decided between SGU and Sintonia, right? They have signed a peace treaty up until they find only those two teams surviving for the last circle.
Yeah, in order to reach towards the tippy top, you need to have a launch pad. And that's the reason SGU is not taking any battle whatsoever. But all of that apart, the heavy hitters are already long gone. It's just PVS remained with a double digit on their name. And so far they're performing so valiantly. The others, even though they're going to call in for a rotation, Krish has been taken down. And Tranquility, good shots been fired, but it's Belota finally clawing to get those elimination points on his name. Utah knocked to the ground, and the others, they're going to trickle down. But it is LFP who's doing the heavy lifting right there. Learn from past, they're learning from the mistakes, and they're getting those elimination points. It's super important to nullify teams because it's a very small circle, like you rightly mentioned there, Oro.
I mean, look at the chaos. Rofani is there holding the compound. Retired Pro Sallu has somehow managed to come inside the circle. Wow, LEFP, they are firing all cylinders onto Sintonia. Belota, he gets picked off. Right now, Sintonia have to fight with PVS. PVS is inside the compound. Yogesh fights
boy.
And the fight is not over yet, but SGU completely shatters PVS there. And Kahib survives barely, and he gets picked off by Honey. And PVS and SGU both eliminated Ozora.
It is LFP's game all the way. They were already there towards the circle, noticing all of the shenanigans from these teams, and now that's Sintonia. They have planned to head towards the waters, towards the ground. It's going to be lava all across. SGU, well, they have been eliminated, and learn from past. So far, they are the healthy lads. 4 members still alive, and Rofani, regardless of what they're doing, they're going to be punished real soon, as the eyes are all on them, and claws, regardless, irrespective, they're just trying to make mountains in order to rotate, and they're rotating right in, but the HP is dwindling down, putting in the healing UAV. They're trying to force the entrance of the opponents towards them, but it's not going to happen that soon. Learn from past, they're taking it pretty slow, even though the HP is dwindling down for them as well.
At this very moment, Sintonia, what are they thinking? Only 2 players surviving, Namu and Immortal. They're down the ground, and they just hope that LEFP pushes onto Rofani, because that's where the numbers game are playing around. Immortal and Namu, they have 7 elimination points onto their team's name, and it's NRZ who finds claws there. Rofani fighting it out against LEFP and Reddy, and NRZ, they're taking the fight. Reddy He completely shatters the dream. And LAFB on to Sintonia. It's a 4v2 situation. Reddy putting on those glue walls, creating that distance, closing it down to those two players. And who's going to be from LAFB? Or is it going to be Sintonia who converts it into a booyah, right, Ozora?
Oh my god, the healing, it is going on, but I don't think so. It can long for a longer time as there's another member from the backlines who will take the entire team down and learn from past. My, oh my. What a lovely performance coming from their end. Calling in that one corner of the circle which was uncontested by each and every one of them, thinking that the house is going to be their final fortification, the final part of this entire mystery. Where learn from past, they kept themselves very composed, and this is the kind of game that they've already created. It was towards the final circles that they got 13 eliminations and 12 placement points, total of 25 points.
No, have to give credit to Reddy. I mean, when those glue walls went off, it was free eliminations for him alongside NRZ. But LAFB knew it all the way along that there was no match against Sintonia, right? It was 2v4 against them. They had the numbers advantage, but look at Warlock. I mean, literally 5 eliminations onto him. He was the one who converted a 1v3 with that AUG. I mean, I'm quite sure that he wouldn't have required the Chrono Shield because the way he was firing, we did not have the exact POV, but we knew that they were hiding behind that mobile tower and they blocked off so many teams who was trying to rotate inside that Bhima Shakti strip. And that's how Warlock and LAFB control the maximum area. And we always say or praise teams who control the maximum space in the last circle and they end up getting the booyah, right? We've seen it so many times. And again, we have to give credits to LAFB that this was his second booyah.
Well, I would say one thing, Warlock, do not be sad about the damage. Absolutely do not be sad. Because it's at the end, it's about the elimination game. It's about getting the booyah nonetheless. And Dorado, he was on the flank all this time. And Sintonia, they thought that they can at least survive the wrath of the opponents, get a player or two, get those eliminations. But no, says the entire team. And, well, the control game was so good that NRZ and Warlock, they were just steadfast. They kept running forward, placing the glue walls, and then they were just closing in the gaps. So the close quarter battles with the M590 will be a smoke and mirror for them. Reddy, like you rightly mentioned, those nades were bounced on the opponents, and it was just a nuke field nonetheless. Learn from past, 25 total points that they have received. SGU, well, they have received 20 as well. 13 eliminations on their name. PVS Gaming, well, all thanks to the saloon shenanigans, they were picked right off by SGU, but SGU, they paid a hefty price there. A couple of players, they were already knocked, and the one last survivor, he thought about healing himself, and he also thought about heading towards a circle, which could not be remotely possible.
I mean, the problem still lies in the bottom half, right? Sintonia, even though they managed a good game, only 16 points, but while we are still getting prepared for today's standings, we still know that Sintonia has to put up a better show than this. And look at pattern plays. With only 6 points, what do you expect from them, right, Ozora? They haven't had a best of the runs in the previous 3 games, and we thought that probably the second half would bring in some new luck. But no, the answer was pretty much flat again.
Oh, yeah. And I'm hoping that they do not take out the Stepney and be like, yeah, this is going to be one of the key saviors for us. The Stepney being the sub, of course, you cannot go ahead and keep rotating in the midst itself. And in which case, jokes apart, moving in towards this first circle itself, we could see SGU being very aggressive. 6 eliminations right off the go, and then later on you see, look at the isolation. Learn from past, second and third circle, Sintonia, Rofani. Every single one of them went silent, absolute silence until the very end when they saw the players rotating inside the compound, and the moment they thought that these folks are the threat, let's take them down, that's when the eliminations came right in.
Absolutely. I mean, have to give credit to how LAFB, bulldozed their way in. I wouldn't say that everything was in control for them, but learn from past. They fought their way, They got those elimination points, and definitely they have climbed up the ladder. They were at the 3rd position before this game ended, and now they have climbed up to the 2nd position. They have 84 points, but look at PVS. They're still comfortable after the 4 games are done. They have only one Booyah, but with 96 points. But we don't have problems with the first 3 teams or the 4 teams. It's the problem, which down in the 5th position, the 6th position, Azora. SGU performing, Insidious performing right now, but the difference is getting bigger and bigger.
And teams are getting ambitious as well, which I'm very happy about. Trust me, all this time I was just expecting that there's going to be intense action coming in. And first 3 games, we were all completely in awe that, wait a second, we were expecting something more. So that expectations versus reality just stung us a lot. And overall, I'm just expecting from here on that, 5th, 6th spot, it's already contested way too much. 47 total points from both the end, which is Nas alongside SGU.